project. I said, um, in the accept or reject decision making, we always have like an incremental income, which will be compared with relevant cost, which will be compared with the relevant cost. And the incremental income will serve as an income, or how would I say it? Maybe as an income or the money that will be received when you want to take on a project or a business. So the money received is the incremental income, while the relevant cost will be considered, will now be compared against the incremental income. So the difference, if the difference between the relevant cost and the incremental income, if the relevant cost is less than the incremental income, you have to accept the project. But if the let me go. if the relevant cost is if the relevant cost is higher than the incremental income, we will reject the business. And we did example one illustration 3 with the double star PFC, and we were able to finish the illustration where we had where the decision came down to we accepting the project because the total cost of the project is less than the incremental income. I think that was what we did.
Okay. Thank you so much for that summary. And so we are still under the short-term decision, right? A short-term decision under decision making. So class, in today's class, we shall continue with the short-term decision where we have make or buy. We may actually pause. We may actually not continue with discontinuing the operation. We may just leave it. And if some other time, we can use like 5 minutes to 10 minutes to discuss. Okay, I can even discuss, we can discuss it, discontinue the operation after the make or buy decision. Then our next topic will be on transfer pricing. Class. When you want to make a decision under the make or buy, a company can decide to produce the product internally, that is make, or buy it or outsource it. Class, that is make or buy. When you are faced with decision making under the make or buy, make or buy means that an entity can decide to produce that product in-house or outsource the product. That is make or you buy. So the decision, I forgot to send this relevant costing suggested solution. Okay, please, someone should remind me after the class so I can send this relevant costing suggested solution. I think I forgot what I used to say, but I'll check this. It's very important you check this relevant costing, right? It's like illustration 4. For some of you that actually attempt the assignment, makes sense. So you can decide to say, an entity can say they want to make or buy. This refers to a decision. You can decide to produce it make it internally, or you outsource. That is the make or buy decision. You can make it internally, or you outsource it. Now, you need to compare the costs of making that product internally and buying it outside. You need to do what? You need to compare the cost of buying that product internally, of making the product, sorry, internally, and outsourcing the products, or outsourcing. Maybe you want to buy it outside so that you will not, maybe because of the cost is too high, so you can decide to do what? To buy it outside. So we need to compare the cost. So organization will not say, oh, should we make this product or should we buy it? But it still depends on what? The cost, the in-house and outsource. So I have a question here on the decision making, the short-term decision making, make or buy. Required. Should the company make or buy the components? Should the company make or buy the components? So what are the components? What are the components? We need to look at it. When you want to produce a product, you will need components. You will need raw materials, right? You will need in raw materials. So that raw materials, should we produce that raw materials internally, or we sell it out, or we buy it? We buy those material. Which one? So it now depends on what? On the cost. So I have a question here. So let's quickly look at this question together. So I have the product, bar, gap, deep, and weak. So the product unit is this. The marginal cost. What is unit marginal cost? What is unit marginal cost, class? What is unit marginal cost? What does that mean, class?
Additional cost per unit.
Additional cost. We know it is additional cost. So what is that additional cost per unit?
It means marginal cost per unit.
Even if it is marginal cost per unit, what is that marginal cost per unit? Francis?
Variable cost per unit.
Thank you. Felicity, right?
Yes, sir.
Your face show. Variable cost. Marginal cost is what? Is a variable cost. Unit marginal cost means variable cost per unit, right? Now, we're given the direct material cost per unit, 4 naira, 5 naira. So these are the costs that we use to produce each of the products. Marginal cost. Directly attributable fixed costs per annum and committed costs. They give us the direct attributable fixed costs. Here we have incurred as a direct consequence of making bag. Don't forget, we still consider relevant costs. This is incurred directly. We consider it. All these costs are incurred directly, except the committed cost. The committed costs are costs that are already incurred. So we not be part of the cost we even incur, because whether we produce or we don't produce, definitely we will do what? We will incur the costs. Plus, we will do what? We will incur the what? The costs. So it will not form part of our relevant cost. When you want to compare the in-house costs and the supplier costs, you want to compare. So you have to compare. It has to be on what? On a relevant cost. Directly attributable fixed cost are all items of cash expenditure incurred as a direct consequence of making the product in-house. Can you see it? So it's even stated that what you have here, the consequence incurred as a direct consequence of making that particular product in-house. So you consider all relevant costs. If you want to produce product A, what are all the relevant costs you need to incur? Then you now compare it with the supplier's what? Cost. Then you now decide, should we make this internally or we outsource? It depends on the cost. If the cost of making it in-house is higher than outsourcing, you quickly say, I beg, Moku outsource this material. Because if we make it internally, the cost will increase. But we need to save costs as a management accountant or as a cost accountant. Right. So we have here a subcontractor has offered to supply unit of bag, gap, dip, and wig. Can you see? A supplier is willing to supply at this rate, which is 12 naira supply unit class. You have to be very careful here. That's
Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian. Hello, Mr. Brian.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to distract you. It's like we solved this question before.
When? Last diet?
The last class.
No.
I solved it. Okay.
We solved it.
I think that was the last one we did.
No, it wasn't. Okay, this was the last one. Let me show you. We did question on accept or reject. They are similar, but they are two different things. We solved question on either you accept or you reject the proposal. This one is make or buy. Do you get?
Yeah,
okay. This was the question we solved in our last class. Double star. Can you see it? Where we have net income. Thank you. So we have here the subcontractor has offered to supply units of bag, gap, dip, and wig for 12 naira per unit, 21 naira per unit, and so the supplier is willing to supply this. This is what they are willing to supply. So we need to compare the costs of supply, outsourcing it outside, and producing that product in-house. Then we will now use it to make decision. Should we make this product in-house or we buy the products in-house? Right. So suggested solution. Determination of make or buy components. Determination of make or buy components. What is the name of the company? No name. Okay. Determination of make or buy components. However, if you want to buy the component outside, you must not outsource your key component. You just like those people who produce bread now. There are some components that they don't outsource it. Even if you want to help them to do it, they will tell you that you can't do this thing because that is where their secret is. You know, just like Coca-Cola now. Coca-Cola will continue to exist till so many companies has actually comes, right? After Coca-Cola, like they want to do copy, they want to do all those copy things. So you must not outsource your key components. If not, the company will be at danger because I can copy that thing and go and establish new company sharp, right? Before you know, the what is it called that you have, your customers will reduce, right? So companies don't outsource their big what is it called? Their key components, their main components, their secret, they are secrets. They don't outsource it. It is better for them to incur that cost in-house than to say they want to go and outsource their key component. So in this case, it may not be their key component, right? So bag, we have the gap. Then what do we have? We have the deep. The deep. What else do we have? We have the wig. Right. Okay, class. Are we still together? Are we still together? Who is against me in this class?
We are together, sir.
Nobody.
Nobody thought. Thank God. Though. Okay. Leslie, please confirm your suggested solution on what is it called? Activity-based costing. Leslie, you should not be. You should have not tagged me now. You can just check the previous. You know, I've acknowledged some of these suggested solution of activity-based costing. So you can just check all those ones that I acknowledge, then use it for your own correction. You get?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well done. Thank you. So, where are we? So we have to start it. The supplier quotes. The supplier is willing to supply a subcontractor, right? 12 naira per unit. This is 12 naira per unit. And okay, so I will save time. Units produced. How many units, class? How many units? 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. You have the material now. 1,000 units. What do we have here, class? It seems I'm the only one in this class.
2,000 units.
2,000.
For gap 2000.
Okay, please, you can mute your mic. Thank you. So this is 2000 units. Then this is what?
4000.
4,000 units. What of this?
3000.
3,000 units. So, okay. Then the supplier, they are willing to supply us. They are willing to supply at, what is it called? At 12 naira per unit. Class. At what? At 12 naira per unit. Now multiply the 12 naira. The first one is for bag. Is that not so? Multiply the 12 naira for bag. Multiply it with the unit. What do you have? 12 times 1,000. What do you have?
12,000.
This will give us 12,000. Right? So for Gab, we have 21 naira per unit, and we have 2,000 units. So 21 times 2,000, what do we have?
That is 42.
That is 42. Next, we have 10 times 4,000 units.
40,000 naira.
40,000. Next, we have okay. So what next? 14. We have 14 naira. So 14 times wig. Wig is what?
42,000 naira. That's
3,000. That's
42,000 naira.
42. That is 42. We need to adjust.
Sir, the space between gap and dip is too much.
That's crucial. Between the gap and
Gap. Yeah, you can
Gap
reduce
and
it.
dip.
Yes.
Gap and dip. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you so much for that. So I haven't calculated this. The supplier cost is this. This is called supplier cost. Remember, it is make or buy. Either you outsource or you make that component. Component means what you will use to produce that product. Right? So now, we need to compare it with what? In-house. In-house costs, which are the relevant costs, right? The in-house costs are the what? Are the relevant what? Are the relevant costs. So, what are the irrelevant costs? From what we have the direct material, right? We have direct material. To copy this thing. Just want to save time. So please, this class will just last for maybe 40 minutes thereabout, please. Okay, let's say We have direct material, right? In-house. Let me use this way. Marginal cost. So we need to compare. So material is a relevant cost. Material. So what is the cost of the material per component, per unit? This is 4 naira per unit, class. So when you multiply 4 times 1,000 units, we have 4,000 units.
4,000 naira.
Right, 4,000 naira, sorry. Thank you. 4,000 naira. We have the direct labor class. The cost given to us is per unit. That is why it was stated that unit marginal cost. So what do I have? Oh, we are not done with this now. So the next one is,
8,000 naira.
thank you. 5 times is what? 5 times 2,000 units now. 5
That is
naira per
10,000.
unit.
No, I thought you said direct labor.
That's
No.
10,000 naira.
10,000
10,000
naira.
naira.
Rejoice, you did this class. You're welcome. So what do I have? So the next one is 2 times 4, right? That is 8,000. What do I have? 4.
12,000. 4 times 3, 12,000.
12,000. Thank you. Next. So I have here labor to be 8 naira per unit.
8,000 naira.
8,000. Then we have 9 times 2. What do we have?
18,000 naira.
18,000 naira.
16,000.
Thank you. Next.
12,000.
12,000. So I have variable overhead.
So for the direct labor, the last one is 18,000. The per unit is 6 for a week.
Oh, sorry. 6 times 3, 18. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so next, variable production overhead.
2,000 naira.
Next,
6,000 naira.
next. This question is
4,000 naira.
wait, 4,000 cares. It's not
4,000.
6,000.
4 times 4. 1 times 4.
No,
Yes,
the
it's
last one,
4,000 naira. The last one is
The
6,000.
last one is
6,000.
yes, 6,000.
So we are done with this class. What we have now is the direct attributable that is being associated that are directly incurred in each of these products. Don't forget, it is relevant cost. This committed cost will not be included because it is a sunk cost. So we can, let me do something here. Okay. They've given us the cost. You can see 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 6,000 naira, and 8,000 naira. You can see that it wasn't stated that it is 2 naira per unit or 2 naira class. They've given us the cost. Is that not so? So we can have direct attributable costs. Direct attributable costs. So bag will have 1,000. Gap will have 5,000. Dip will have 6,000. Then wig will have 8,000. Class, we are done with all the costs. So because the question says, which of the components should we buy? Or should we make or buy? Right. So what is the total cost here for the in-house? What is the total cost?
15,000 naira.
15,000 naira. Let me quickly do something.
39,000.
I'm coming. $15,000. Okay.
39,000.
29,000.
39.
39. Okay. So what do we have? What do
That's
we have here?
4,000.
34,000. Right. Next, what do we have here?
44,000.
44,000. So we need to compare. If we are to make the components in-house, we'll spend 15,000. And supplier is willing to quote it at 12,000 naira. Right? At 12,000 naira. This, if we are to make, okay, yes, if we are to make this internally, it will cost us. Now, you'll be the one to judge, you'll be the one to make the decision. If you are to incur, if you are to produce the component in-house, you will incur 15,000. But supplier is willing to say, oh, bring 12,000 naira for this component. Will you buy or you will make that component? Will you buy the component or you will make it, class?
Oh, buy.
We'll buy it on that
Buy.
particular scenario. We'll buy it.
Buy.
Okay. Thank you. We'll buy. So we can have a cost savings. Right. We have a cost savings. So what is the difference?
3,000.
3,000.
3,000 negative. What it means is that the supplier is less than the what? So what do we have here? What is the difference?
3,000 naira.
3,000 naira. Right. So are we going to make this?
We are going to make it.
Yes, we'll make this one.
So 3,000 positive.
3,000 positive. Thank you. What do I have here? What is the difference?
6,000 negative. We'll buy.
4,000.
Yeah, no, 40,000. 6,000.
6,000. Is it negative?
6,000.
6,000 positive.
It's positive.
6,000 positive. We make.
So what are we going to do? We make it, right?
Yes, we'll make it.
Okay. So lastly, what do we have here?
2,000.
2,000 negative. We buy.
2,000 negative. We'll buy.
Thank you. So we have made the decision. So therefore, our advice for the company will be that the company should make decision. The company should do what? The company would save 3,000. Okay, let's say the company would save 3,000 naira for GAP and 6,000 naira for, we'll save this, right? For what is this myself? For deep, right? If what is it called? Okay, let me say, let's just do it like this. Bag. Let's say bag. The company would save 3,000 for bag and 2,000
naira.
for
what week?
If the component is outsourced. Therefore, the company should make a gap and deep, right? Components. Class, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that will be the end of this question. So the advice is just for us to say. So anytime, that is why I said in PM, in performance management, you need to understand the decision making, right? When you see a question under the make or buy, the first thing that should come to your mind is what are we making, what are we buying? Okay, it's components, right? The company should not outsource their key materials, right? You can't see Coca-Cola, they say they want, maybe they will go and outsource what they use. The components, no, they can't outsource it because of their competitors, right? So you check for suppliers' quotes. How much is a supplier is willing to supply us these components? Okay, this is the cost. Thereafter, you can now compare that, what is it called? The supplier quote by the what? By the in-house. So therefore, you will now use it to make the decision, either should we make it or should we buy it? Should we make or should we buy? So we are done with short-term decision making. So the discontinued operation, please, I will add the, what is it called? The video. I will add it to the playlist so you can watch. What is it called? You can watch the video on a discontinued operation. So our next topic is transfer pricing. Rejoice, quickly.
Okay, thank you, sir. You said company does not outsource their key components. I just want a clarification. If in a question, like how we know that this is the key component, if they should put it there to just like confuse us, or they don't set any question like that where they will put
They won't set question. I won't say they won't set question. They can't set question like that, but it is very, very rare, right? You see such a question, right? I mean, I'm just saying it practically, right? That companies don't outsource their key components. Do you get? So I'm just saying it practically. So in every question, they will always give you, okay, this is supplier's quote and this is all the relevant. In fact, they can even do the relevant costing the way we normally do it, analyze it. Then you have to pick. Then from there, you now compare with the supplier quotes. Then you cannot make the decision that, oh, should I buy this or should I sell or make this product or sell this component? Sorry, this component, that is the material, what they use.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Moses.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It's still in line with the question my colleague just asked now. Assuming a situation whereby the question states it's some of the components, having calculated some of the components, and we realize the question states expressly that some of these components are the key component of the company, in which the cost of producing it is higher than buying it from the customer. What if we have that kind of question? Are we to advise that the company, having realized that the cost to buy it outsource it is lower than the cost of producing it, are we still going to advise the company to go ahead and outsource it, or because despite that the cost is higher in producing, are we going to advise the company to go ahead and produce it or to outsource it?
The question is, what is the cost? The cost is just for a short period. We are talking about the company name. We're talking about what will be generating revenue for the company in the next 10 years. In that line, in that aspect, cost will not be a problem. Because what will be generating, okay, Mr. Moses, so you can, as a cost accountant, you have to advise them. If you outsource this thing, before you know, they may not even have customers. They may not, because you outsource their key components whereby they can get it elsewhere. They can go and manufacture, they can do fake, they can do a lot of things. We see what play out in Coca-Cola, we see the likes of Zero, we see the likes of, a lot of companies. They can't compete with this, they can't compete. Honestly, they can't compete because their components, they will rather incur more costs in making that component than for them to go and outsource what we have fed the company. Do you get it?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. But I don't know. You are just assuming it, Sha, but that's fine. That is a good one. Mr. Moses. Okay, Friday.
Thank you, sir, for the class. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. There is nothing good about this afternoon. Friday. There is nothing good about this afternoon. Everywhere is hot.
That is fine.
So yeah. Quick one.
I want to ask, what if
Okay, why they use bedroom voice for me now? Can you be audible?
Sorry, sir.
Or you remove your headset, or you remove anything that you're using, because I can't hear you, honestly.
Not anything. I said I want to ask a situation whereby the supplier cost and the in-house cost are the same. Like this one we calculated now for bag, we still have 12,000 naira for the in-house cost. What would be our decision?
Well, the best advice will be based on the management discretion. If it is better for them to even make it in-house and do whatever they want to do, because with that it will save them some level of risk, right? If you have at par when you have the same amount, so it is better for them to even do it in-house than to go outside and outsource it, so that at least it will save them. They play. So any other question, please? So please, the discontinued operation, we add it to the playlist so that you can just can watch the video on discontinued operation. Distinguished professional colleagues, and I said we will not spend much time today because I actually working on something, please. I'm supposed to introduce transfer pricing, right? Transfer pricing.
Yes, that's what he said. He said discontinue, we'll drop video for it.
Okay, this is 325. 325, okay. Okay, let me quickly end the stream. So or we'll continue from here in our next class, please. Because if I should start that introduction of transfer pricing, I would like to at least explain it to some extent. So we still need to come back and do some details. But this is 326, so okay, I'm fine.